Okay guys, so this will be the start of a series about astrocartography, right? And the way that I've started with astrocartography and the way that I know many others start with it, because I have a Facebook group with a lot of people, is that we are usually firstly interested in just interpretations of planetary lines, right? We want to see which places are the most favorable by interpretation, and then we just want to go there and be successful, right? And a lot of the times it's not that simple, but that's also my goal with this channel, is to demystify astrology and also astrocartography, and to show you how you can make it work in your life, right? Now, the experience that I had with astrocartography, the first thing that I had was 7 years ago. I was finishing my studies, my degree in business, and I hated it. I didn't want to do it, right? I didn't like studying. I didn't see any sense, to listening to professors who are experts in theory, but, who haven't really shown any work that gives them credibility to teach me how to do business, right? And I did a business degree, so I definitely expected that, and it was very hard for me. It was like a struggle, so I wanted to run away. I wanted to escape, at least for a few weeks, right? And I felt really drawn to one place, which was Tenerife, and Tenerife is an island of the Canary Islands, right? And the first contact that I had with Tenerife was by people who, there was an influx of people from Tenerife in the dance scene, because I danced salsa. I danced salsa for now many years, and back then I realized that when they arrived, right, the dance scene, the German dance scene in Berlin, that seemed to be hibernating, was all of a sudden awake, and people started dancing more. The parties were booming, the classes were booming, so people were really, excited by this positive energy from those people who came from my Jupiter line, right? And the way that I saw it was, first of all, I saw the tool of astrocartography and astro.com back then, and I wasn't really believing in it. I was very skeptic. I wasn't having it. I didn't wanna check it out more. But then when I was really drawn to that place, I was like, give it another chance. You gave astrology a chance and you were surprised. So I did that with astrocartography. I gave it a chance, and I saw that it was exactly the Jupiter Ascendant line that runs through Tenerife, right? And the Jupiter Ascendant line means that astronomically, when I was born, Jupiter was rising on the horizon over there, right? And the subjects of Jupiter is typically fun, right? Indulging yourself, having fun, spending money, right? Also money, success with money, but also spending money. Overindulgence, for example, can be spending too much money. Excess in any kind. Growth, right? Expansion can be gaining weight, can also be gaining muscles. And is also for anything that is related to joy, right? Fun, joy, optimism, generosity, all of those subjects are kind of related to Jupiter. Now, not everybody who goes to their Jupiter line is going to experience that, because if Jupiter has a difficult position, let's say it has a square with Saturn, that's something that astrologers will understand, then this might not be the nicest place for you, and you might not have the nice experience that other people are reporting about, right? So that's also important to check the condition of your planet before you just move to a planet because the planetary line interpretation sounds so nice, right? Now, I back then was looking to a place for vacation, and I booked a ticket, I booked an Airbnb, and I told my friends from there, again, we're not really close, they're just dance people, I had a lot of fun with them, we just knew each other from the dance floor, so we didn't really have much contact, right? We didn't really meet outside of the dance floor, and I just contacted them and told them, look, guys, I want to visit your beautiful home island, and I want to check it out, and maybe you can give me some recommendations. And one of the guys there, who's an amazing dancer, by the way, a very, very great one, he introduced me to his family, right? His grandmother, in the first few hours when she saw me, she's like, you know what? Just so you know, you have a grandmother here now. you have a family here now. Whenever you want to visit me, just come over. I'll always cook for you. I'm always gonna, you know, take care of you. That was like one thing that I've never heard, you know, in that way. I've heard it in different ways, but not to this, you know, to this extent. I was really welcoming and really beautiful. And this was something that I had throughout the experience over there. I was there for around 10 days, and every day I felt the generosity of people from the people there. But it was also because I was a very positive person over there, because I was, you know, allowing Jupiter to also come out. You know, I went there for fun. I went there to express my fun, to enjoy my life with people. And then, of course, I also attracted people like that. And they also, you know, it was like a nice attraction, a nice, very positive experience that I had. Now, back then, I traveled there. I went to many places. I didn't have a car, right? I didn't have a driver's license. So my friends there, they picked me up and traveled with me. They did trips to anywhere I wanted to go or they wanted to go. They showed me a lot of nice places. And they were really, really generous, right? They were generous with picking me up, with taking me to places, inviting me to their homes. You know, I had so many mothers and grandmothers and parents cook for me. It was really, really nice, right? And the place itself was magical, right? The places where I stayed were magical, and the beaches were amazing, right? So it was absolutely fascinating. And the very first thing that I saw when I was about to land, because I was really tired and I slept in the plane, at some point I woke up and I opened the window, I opened the lid, and out there I saw a big ocean of clouds, and through this ocean there was one thing that was piercing through this ocean, and this was the tip of the volcano of the Teide, which is the high. It has an altitude. I think it has like it's almost 4,000 meters, which I think is like 11 to 12,000 feet, right? Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's more, maybe it's less, but it's something around that. And it was magical just to see that. That was my very first impression, right? And then I landed. I was very, very psyched, very excited, very positive, very optimistic that it was going to be a great time. And I had a great time. I had a lot of fun. We went to great places. We ate a lot. We enjoyed life. And Jupiter is not just about enjoying life, right? Jupiter is also about expansion. It's about being more successful. It's about growth, right? Now, this will only work if you actually put in the necessary work, right? One of the best things you can do on any line is ask that line, you know, the subjects that you want to know about. Jupiter is a good line to ask about money, right? One of my first questions was, what is a good place that I can, you know, or what do I actually want, right? And one of the things that I wanted was, I wanted to have 4,000 euros net income every month, no matter how, in order to have a nice life, right? To be able to travel, to be able to eat whenever I want, wherever I want. And that was like my first goal that I felt that I really wanted back there, right? So that was something that I felt I needed to work towards. The second thing that I want was I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to travel around different countries, and connected to that, I also knew that I needed to do a driver's license, because when you want to have more freedom in places like islands, you need a car. You need a car and you need a driver's license for sure. And that was very important for me. And then I met someone over there, that was the third or fourth time that I went there, who taught me about investments, who taught me about money, right? Again, these are not things where you just buy a lottery and then you get rich on your Jupiter line, but you can meet people who can give you great advice, and you still have to put in effort to make something out of that, right? So that was another thing. And that was also the first place where I, you know, learned about remote activation, because I naturally, because back then I was only interested in the interpretations of the subject, of the lines, of the planetary interpretations. I didn't care about the rest. Little did I know that by collecting items from that place, right? This is a volcanic stone which you can hang around your neck. there were many other items that I got from there that, you know, you can take home from the place, from your Jupiter line. You can hold in your hand, you can meditate with it, and you can activate it remotely, right? That's one of the many ways. I'm going to make a video just on remote activation in the future, but this is just to give you a little insight of how, you know, you can make this work for you, even if you don't live in the place. Now, the last thing that I've realized over there was that I need to learn Spanish, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I started back then. Back then I was really busy with studying, and then after that with work. So I didn't really take enough time for learning the language because, you know, in order to, you know, taking time is just a question of priority. And now it's more a priority than it was before. But also that was something that I learned over there, that I really enjoyed the language, that it's fun for me to listen to it, to speak it, and to listen to music, or to also, you know, consume music or movies or art that come from my Jupiter line, right? So that's just a first introduction of how I used my Jupiter line, mostly my first experience over there, and I'm going to tell you a lot more about other lines in the next videos. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about my Mars line, right? And I've been to several Mars lines. I'm going to tell you how Mars lines, you know, can be very, very difficult, but also how sometimes Mars lines can be amazing too, how they can really help you in your life. And that's going to be the next video. So stay tuned. You know, if you want, you can subscribe, follow, like, whatever you need to do, you know, to help me. Feel free to do that. I'm very happy if you do. And feel free to comment, right? If you have questions, if there's anything you're interested in, if there's any subjects you want me to talk about in the next videos, let me know. You know, the more people who recommend the same subject, the more likely it's going to happen, or the more likes a subject get, a comment gets, the more likely I'm going to make a video about that, right? And if you have any other questions, you know, I'm going to leave my details below, so you can also contact me. And I'm looking forward to continue this series, and also with your help, you know, with your input of what you want, I'll make sure to give you a great experience, right? A great experience by traveling, right? By remotely activating places, and by really expanding your abilities by using astrology, right? Looking forward to hearing from you, looking forward to your reactions, and have a beautiful day. Take care.